going to try and keep this as clean as possible. So I'm going to try not to do too much banter. Of course it's recorded. You know what I'm like. There's no real formal introductions, but you know what? I am really happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you.
Got a lot of time for you, Jeamie.
Thank you. Likewise.
Talk to us. You've got this fight now with Michael Webster. But before we get there, let's go back. Let's talk about you having patience, waiting for fights. I think maybe once a month I was DMing you saying, when are you out? When are you out? Probably getting on your nerves a bit because it's like, yo, what's happening to him?
Not at all. Do you know what? Sometimes I snapped. I'm thinking, I'm actually not fighting. So it just brought me back to life sometimes, because sometimes I was coasting a little bit. But, you know, it was good that you was doing that. You was keeping me alive in some sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that, like, the lack of activity for, you know, fighters is a killer.
Yeah.
You know, you can be developing. You see the improvements in fighters when they're active. They improve. You know, they get better because it's literally learning on the job. That's what boxing is. So yeah, of course, I was slightly concerned when it's like, yo, when are you out? You had a really good last fight, nice, lovely stoppage, did the job, and it's like, well, the last two fights you've got stoppages.
Yeah. Well,
Dobchenko.
No. Dobchenko was on points.
Was it points?
He's a tough guy, man.
Hold on, didn't you? Wasn't he wobbled on the ropes? Something happened in that fight where I thought you nearly had him out of there.
Yeah, I wobbled him in the 6th round.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah. But like, he's a monster. He came back with he's. Yeah.
Well, we know what you can do because we've seen obviously that you stopped Matty Harris. But I'm going to blame Matty Harris. He was unfit and he was being lazy. But we keep it moving.
Yeah. Well, it was personal. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you beat yourself by doing some of the wrong things, but you live and learn from those mistakes. So, you know, you just got to take it as a lesson rather than a loss. You know what I'm saying? So,
a lesson rather than a loss, as long as you don't make the same mistakes, right?
Exactly. Yeah, if you don't make the same mistakes twice, then you're all good, man.
But you're not making any mistakes.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm making sure I don't do what I did in that last fight. So I'm staying on point, bringing in extra people within my team just to better myself on the night.
Talk to us a little bit about that then. When you mean you're bringing in extra people, like what is?
So, I won't say extra people, just an extra person. So, pool nutritionist.
So that's why you're looking like you're shrinking, you're shrinking in a good way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's not necessarily just nutrition. It's literally performance based. So it's what I did before that fight, what I did for the week of that fight, which messed me up. Like when I went in there, I had no energy whatsoever, thinking that was the right thing to do. Not many people know this. I'm not sure if I mentioned it to you, but I literally messed up what I was supposed to be doing, thinking what I was doing was the right thing. Like, I'm talking about no food, no carbs. You know how stupid that is.
Bro, you're a heavyweight.
Exactly, but you know it's certain mentality.
Lay off the cakes, but you do need the carbs.
Cakes, but you know something Congolese food gets to you. You know, you get a bit excited.
Okay.
What it was, I did that. When I got in that ring, I was completely
flat.
I was flat, and I couldn't turn. And I kept saying to him, like, "What's going on? I can't move. I can't move my body." But no one can understand. I'm looking at everyone thinking, "Bro, no one knows what's going on with me right now." So that's the thing that I added to my team to make sure. Fight week.
Your nutrition's on point.
That I'm eating right. I'm making sure I'm going into that ring fully fueled and ready to go, because I didn't want to experience that again. You get what I'm saying?
Now I hear it, because I think sometimes people think because you're a heavyweight, you can eat anything that you want. At the end of the day, just because you're a heavyweight doesn't mean you eat rubbish. Like you said, you was mindful of the hard food, the home food that could potentially make you sluggish. You're still an athlete. So even as a heavyweight, you've still got to eat properly.
Yeah, exactly. That's facts. Yeah, you got to eat properly, because whatever you put in your body is what aids your performance. It's key.
Thank you.
Key. Yeah, so that's one thing I messed up with.
Okay.
And obviously, everyone knows about people talking about the glove. I never really spoke about it, but people were talking about the gloves. Yes, the gloves were an issue, but the main thing was me.
And you have that accountability.
Yeah, it's me. I messed up. Even if the glove messed up, I could have done a few things to avoid getting cut from the glove. You know what I'm saying? In general, I would have avoided getting cut. But as you know, when you're not, you ain't got the right nutrition, your skin is thinner, so you get cut easy. So that was as soon as I was getting hit, I felt like the guy was slicing you with a knife. So I couldn't fight. It was a very weird experience, but
it's a lesson.
It's a lesson. That's how I take it. It's a lesson which I will never go back and do. which is why I've brought in that extra person to help me better my career and better my performances from then on.
Your last fight as well, it was a shot out, really. You know, like I said, I almost felt sorry for your opponent because it just looked like he didn't want to be in there. I understand that you've shared sparring before, but it was just so almost one-sided, and it didn't necessarily have to be. He could have put up a bit of a fight, but it just looked like he was just like, nah.
Do you know what it was?
And I'm not discrediting your performance, by the way. I'm just saying.
No, I actually understand what you're saying. So with him, as soon as I landed the jab, it's like the whole fight changed.
The jab takes you around the world, yeah?
But one thing I didn't notice, as soon as I landed the jab, his eyeball was bleeding, which was very weird.
Inside of his eye, you said, didn't you? Yeah? Because I thought, what's wrong with his eye?
Yeah, in the middle.
Sorry, I shut up.
I'm throwing feints and throwing jabs, but I'm looking at him saying, yeah, that looks serious. That looks like a serious injury. But thank God that it wasn't a serious injury, you know, because you could lose your eyesight with boxing. It happens. So.
Yeah, we've seen that is it a go-go?
Oh, what? Yeah.
When he's
retired, but he's a professional wrestler now.
Oh, okay, fair enough. There's other careers.
He's a heavyweight right now. Have you seen him?
Nah, I remember that fight though.
He looks good. Yeah,
fair enough.
But so when I saw that, I kind of felt sorry for him. But from then on, he was very negative.
Yes, he was.
And I guess he felt some sort of power, which made him even more negative than what he was supposed to be. But when he did try to box a bit, he had something about him.
Okay.
But the fact that he was negative didn't help his case, man. Because I was just on him.
I saw it. Yeah, you was. You said, forget this. This is my career.
But you know what actually happened? So when the referee actually took a point off him for holding, I got a bit of freedom to do what I wanted to do. So if you look at the 6th round, that's around
advantage.
He stopped holding me, and I was just letting
pinging it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But if he was still holding me, I would have been able to do that. So good thing that the ref stepped in to stop him from.
Well, that was one fight that I was actually glad it was over.
Yeah.
Bro,
I don't blame you, even myself.
It was like torture.
Yeah.
But we are here. I know you got here a little bit late. I get it. You're supposed to be training, and you're really on job. For the viewers, I was like, Jeamie, are you coming today? And he was like, he's interrupting my training. So when I tell you that he's on job for this fight that he's got with Webster, he's on job. Michael Webster, listen, how did that talk to me about how that fight got made and why he was a good choice for your next opponent?
I just feel like I just like his style. He's got a good style, and I think mine and his style would gel well.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be a good fight between us. Like, that's the reason why he's the opponent that we chose. I'm sure he believes he could probably beat me, which is why he accepted the fight too. So he knows, and I know that it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, he's a fighter that I would say utilises his jab quite well. He's someone that's not afraid to double it up, even triple it up at times. Obviously, I know you're not going to tell me any game plans or anything, but strategically, I know your gym is quite strategic on how they look at previous fights, and we can talk about that as well because he's gone in twice against the former English champion Solomon Dakers. So when you look at the studies of Michael Webster, what do you see and what makes you say you believe it's a good kind of fight and that you'll gel?
The reason why is when he boxed Solomon twice, he never had always short notice. The first one, I'm sure it was 2 weeks notice, but it was the same for Solomon as well. Not going to take that away from Solomon either, but it was both short notice for both of them. So whatever performance it was whatever it was. But then the second time, I think it was like a week's notice.
Yeah, it was short notice again.
It was very short notice because, as you know, it was supposed to be Adelaide.
Yeah.
So it was the last minute. So now, and for this fight, he's having a longer camp. So I expect him to be better than those two performances. For me, that doesn't show Michael Webster. February the 1st shows Michael Webster. So
because he's had a proper camp.
He's had a proper camp. So and he ain't going to be no pushover. This is a hard fight. Nothing easy about it. So I'm focused. I'm ready for Michael Webster to turn up. That's all.
So what did you think of those previous two fights that you had with Solomon? Because obviously that's going to be part of your study. That's going to be, you're obviously looking on his performances, looking on his strengths, looking on his weaknesses. So how do you think about, what do you think about his last two performances?
You know what? For me, he made a good account of himself. You know, he didn't just go there
No, he didn't come to get paid and go home.
Exactly. He came to win. So he made a good account of himself, and you can see that he has good boxing skills. And obviously, I think I remember him from the amateurs actually.
Okay.
So I remember him.
He was cruiser, I think, wasn't he?
He was. Well, in the amateurs, he's heavyweight.
Oh, right, okay.
I think he boxed a few of my boys as well. So yeah, man, he's a good boxer. I can't deny that. But I just got to come and bring what I bring, and it will work out.
Do you feel any pressure going into this fight? I mean, I get it. There's pressure going into every fight.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's had short notice on a couple of fights, and he's given a good account of himself. And he got stopped in the last one. So do you feel like there's any pressure to do a better job as a competitor, as someone that wants to put yourself on the map, as it were? Do you feel any pressure?
I don't feel the pressure, but I know I've got to put on a better performance, because that's where people judge. So
yeah, you're as good as your last fight.
It's boxing. So I just need to put on every fight. It needs to be better, but the main thing is putting on a good performance. But I'm not going to stress about that. If I stress about that and it doesn't happen, I'm going to be down about it. So I don't want to be talking about putting on this. But I just know what I've got to do. If I do what I do, I'll be happy. And when I get the win, that's all that matters.
The heavyweight division is a tasty division.
It's very tasty.
I know Frank Warren's got the majority of them.
Yeah.
This fight then propels you into a certain position.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next? I mean, look, I know Moses is in your gym. I don't know what trajectory they're putting him on. So I know that you two crossing paths at the moment is not possible. So I'm gonna nullify him.
Yeah, that's family. And plus, I see him winning the world. I see him beating Mike Tyson's record.
Do you? You see that coming?
He's only got 5 months to do it, but I see him doing it.
You got to get in, I don't.
Am I not in?
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
you are now. It looks like I'm talking to myself, which I do sometimes, but
it happens, but it's all good. But I mean, I see him beating the Mike Tyson. He's had a very good performance in his last fight.
Yeah, he did.
And who he's beat could actually push him to fight for a world title sooner than because we got our Turk there. Everything and anything is possible right now. So I believe he can actually beat that. Just because he wants to beat that record, I think that can happen.
And I know
has to get given the opportunity.
Yeah, and I know you two are close. I know you've said it before. You've known him from he's still a kid now, but you've known him from when he's a kid. When he was younger, I know that you've mentioned that to me before.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to be positive. It's heavyweight boxing. I know anything can happen, but I'm going to be positive about yourself and Webster. When you look at the horizon, and I'm not saying overlooking anybody, but you're putting your face out there, you're putting yourself back in the mix because he's gone up against a former English champion. So when you look at the horizon, who would you like to put yourself forward to fight? Because obviously there's David Adelaide, there's Fraser Clark, there is Solomon Dakers, there's fights out there for you.
To be honest,
I know you're going to say
the usual stuff. No.
I know, but I'm going to ask.
Yeah. There's no specific person I'm after at the moment. I'm just here fighting and getting to where I need to get to. But whatever fight is put towards me that makes sense, I will take it. There's not many fights that I would turn down. So to be honest, there's no fights I would turn down. So I'm ready to fight all the time, but it's what fight makes sense. As we know, boxing.
2025.
Yeah.
I'll put it another way then. How many fights do you want to have this year? See, we're not doing names now. We're doing numbers.
4.
You what? Sorry.
I was Ben Shalom over there. 4.
4.
I asked him to give me 4.
4.
At least minimum.
I don't know. Yeah. I'll ask.
Yeah, 4.
4 fights.
Minimum, because we know how hard it is to get that many fights on such big platforms, as you know. But it's possible. It's not impossible.
And when you look at that, are you looking at potential? Because I can't imagine that David's going to keep the English belt. I think he done that to just get back in the mix.
Yeah,
He'll probably drop that and then move on.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself going for? Is it like the English level? What do you want to push yourself for? What's the target for Jeamie?
There's no specific target. I'll be. It sounds like generic type of.
I'm going to dig though, innit?
I know you're going to dig, but like I said, whatever's available.
I'm trying.
Whatever's available at the time. If it's vacant, and there's an opponent there,
You'll fight anyone, basically.
I'll fight. I'm ready to fight.
And what I do like is, like I said, there's a few in the British mix, which is good, because then we can have more entertaining press conferences. We can have that back and forth.
Yeah.
I know Michael Webster's not really that type of guy. He just comes in and gets the job done. But I think
Fighting man.
Yeah, but I think down the line, what I'd like to see is probably you in an interesting press conference.
Right, and back and forth, yeah.
You know what? I do like it. I am petty. It is funny and it's entertaining for the fans because it sells the fights.
It does.
It sells the fights.
Which is why a fight like me and Fraser would have been okay.
Oh, yes.
It would have been good. But obviously, like I said before, he's got to now build back in. I'm still building, but he's got to build back in. And
do you see yourself as past Fraser then? Like, as in levels?
Not necessarily, no.
Because he went for the British. He jumped over the English, went for the British.
No, because anyone can fight each other, so no one's past anyone. So I don't see that past Fraser. I just feel like he's got to build back in because of his last fight, how he got injured.
Okay.
He got the same way I got given a chance to build.
Yeah.
Get given a chance to build too.
You're on the same platform as well, so potentially
it'd be easier to make.
That could be I didn't even think about that, you know. Interesting. But we're not going to overlook anything.
Yeah,
we're going to wish you all the best for your fight. That's not far off. What is it, 3.5 weeks?
3.5 weeks, yeah.
So are you tapering down in your camp now?
Nah, not at all. Sparring's hard, everything's hard, training's hard.
Are you getting in good sparring partners that are testing you, that are going to push you?
Even in the gym, I've got sparring partners who would test me.
All right then, fair enough. You're blessed with the company that you've got.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah.
How is Anthony Joshua? I will ask about him because obviously he's in your gym, isn't he?
Yeah. No, he's good.
I know he's not there at the moment because I've seen him partying in Nigeria.
He's on holiday right now, but yeah, he's good. His management's here somewhere. So.
Yeah, I saw them skulking around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I wish you all the best as per usual. I'll be there at that one because it's Wembley. In fact, I'm going to sit by your dad. I think I'm going to sit by your dad because I want to lose my hearing.
If you want to lose your hearing, yeah.
Come on.
Do you know so?
Body punch to the body, man.
You know my dad is funny. He talks like he knows boxing. He said he did boxing in the army and stuff, but I doubt it. But
no, your dad's not capping. You probably boxed up a couple man in there still. It might not have been official.
But my dad was a wrestler. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure. A professional wrestler. He was my wrestling, my whole.
So you've got that. You can
wrestling. Yeah, I come from a wrestling background. So when my dad used to take us competitions for wrestling competition, we would win. But the next day he'll lose his voice because the same way he shouts at the fight. Now he's got 7 or 10 of us to shout.
Oh wow!
The same way. So he used to lose his voice the whole. So
7 or 10 is a crazy number. It's the fact that you can't actually pin it.
I'm joking. That's it. There's 7 of us in it.
7 or 10.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, it's techie out. It's techie. Listen, always a pleasure. I'll see you fight week anyway, and we'll sit down again. Just take it easy, man.
Thank you.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.